Hi, I'm Tom from Just One Pack, and this is AC on, the short Alpha Clash podcast where I talk all things Alpha Clash on my way to work. And if you're a regular, as you might be able to hear, there is a lack of background noise from the car, and that's because I am not driving into work today. I am working from home. So you get a slightly less noisy version. What I want to talk to you about today is sort of a mixed topic. I want to talk about the comic books. I'm doing that in plural because we know quite a lot of what is out there and what's becoming soon. So I want to talk about that. But before we do that, I want to point out that between this episode and the next episode, this podcast is turning 1. So it's been a whole year since I started doing this. Well, in episodes, this is the 1 year anniversary. And in timeline, the next one is, if you're going by dates. So I'm going to do both. And I promised or hinted at that I would do a giveaway. So let's get that one out of the way and we can talk about comic books. I've created a small sort of pool, and it's going into this talk about the law, the way we talk about law. What we do about law is, what I've put in it is, I posted on my Instagram a story about, a very short story, about what was missing on Alpha Clash Cast that everyone else had. And one of the thing I put out there was flavor text. I have not found a single Alpha Clash card with flavor text on it. And I like flavor text. I think flavor text is a brilliant way to sort of hint at a deeper understanding, a deeper story behind the card. So you can hint at like they do in the art. They hint at the stories that we know. Now, with flavor text, you can sort of build a character. You can quote characters not yet known. Why not have a flavor text where you quote Entropy for saying something? We haven't met him yet. We know he exists because they sort of spoil that with the Kickstarter for Cosmic Conquest. So I think it's a great way to give up a bit of lore. So, since that was missing, and on my Instagram profile, you can find me giving it a shot with putting flavor texts on a bunch of cards. Now, I'm going to take some of those and put in the prize pool for the giveaway. But you are not just going to get spoiled oncoming cards from me to sort of ruin your day with my 1 year anniversary. So I'm going to put more lore things in it. For ClashCon, I made a special pack. I had some artists create art especially for that. A small token pack in which there is a one copy of every token in the game. So you can sort of get an alternate art token for your War Minion and your Batch and your Nova token and your Dragon. The Eternal Dragon's in there as well. So you can sort of get your whole set of tokens in a different art. So when you go down playing, all the things are there, all the bits, all the info's there. It's just a different art. Now, I'm going to give one of those away. The only other way you could have one of these is if you met me at ClashCon. So there you go. Or I actually handed out a few packs, what I had left at ClashCon, I handed over to the House of Cards, where Tara, I think she's the manager there. I don't remember. Absolutely wonderful person that was there at ClashCon. And she got the rest of them to send out to whoever she wanted to send it out to. So hopefully she did that. If she didn't keep one, I should send her one. But, yeah, that's the only way you're going to get those. You either bought from House of Cards just after ClashCon, or you were at ClashCon and we've met. So I'm going to throw one of these in as well. And finally, we cannot talk about comic books if I'm not throwing in a comic book. So, of course, I'm throwing in a issue 1 of Talk Therapy from the Kickstarter. I'm throwing one of those in as well. And all of that you can get if you find me at either YouTube or Instagram and comment on this or the next podcast episode, or the Instagram story about flavor text, which card you think lacks flavor text. Which card should have flavor text, but does not, of course, because none of the cards in Alpha Clash does. So, find me on Instagram or YouTube. If you're listening to this, you're probably on YouTube, but not necessarily. And comment which card should have flavor text. All that said, let's talk, and way too long into this. Let's talk about the comic books. Now, as I just mentioned, there was a Kickstarter a while back for the comic book, Talk Therapy, which was sort of the story just after the novel stopped, right? So, and that was the issue number 1. Now, if you've seen any of the following issues that we've sort of been spoiled a bit for, they all say issue number 1. What will actually come out, I have no idea. But that is the premise of it. It's probably probably going to be issue number 2, 3, and 4, and so forth. It was a template. Now, what we do know already is that, of course, Talk Therapy is out, but they sort of spoiled at ClashCon that every set from now on will come out with, I think they say 2 to 3 copies of comic books from the period that the set releases until the next set. There'll be 2 to 3 comic books following that set. Now, we know the next set is Equilibrium. We also know that the next comic book coming out with Equilibrium is called Equilibrium. But that is an LGS exclusive edition. So there are no other ways to get that than to buy boxes at your LGS. I'm a big fan. The only issue I have for that is I don't know if I can get one. Anywho, that's the only way you can actually get one of those. So that will be the next episode. And it's called Equilibrium, and the cover is all Alpha Asta, which sort of makes sense because him and Clarity is sort of the main characters of that set. Now, we know a little bit of what's coming next, because the next episode, I think it was Rich spoiling it at the LGS version was spoiled at ClashCon, and then we sort of knew that from there. The next episode, the next was spoiled on the Through the Portal podcast from Rising Empire Studio, where they were talking about Kits being the next story, how Haven would show up at I think a children's birthday party or something, and, well, be Haven with her pocket dimension and all the tricks she can pull. That would be the next one again. We know now that Haven's on the front cover also, because if you go to the Cosmic Conquest Kickstarter for the board game, which, by the way, just hit $50,000, that's bonkers. Anywho, we know there that if we reach 110,000, we will get a free digital version of that comic book. And I would absolutely love to have that. I don't know, but I would love to have that. It is also from there that we know that the next, all these are characters we know, and I'm guessing that this will be part of the current block of stories. So, Being Kits and Equilibrium would both be the two comic books, or at least two of the comic books coming out with Equilibrium. Now, we also know the title of the what would be fourth issue for the comic book series, and that is that might be the first one in the Cosmic block. And all this is absolutely non-technical to you. The first sets of the TCG that we got was a single block set in present time, and the next set of is coming in autumn, or late summer, autumn. They are set in what was called the Cosmic block, the next sets releasing for the TCG. And those, of course, also will have comic books with them. And I'm thinking that the fourth edition is for this block. The book is called Cosmic Conquest, as a pre-title, and then Entropy's Orders. And Entropy, we sort of know a little about. Entropy was the boss of, I guess, Clarity, but Genesis at least. And that's all we know about him right now. He might be a progenitor. I'm guessing he was a progenitor, because there's a whole lore thing about that, and we can rattle on about that for a long time, but it's not the point right now. The point is that we know that he will be there at some point. So having the fourth copy being Cosmic Conquest Entropy's Orders tells me that will be something that comes out or releases alongside. The next set will be set 7, I guess. The set that comes after Equilibrium. In the fall, I think. So anyway, we already know quite a lot on what the comic books are. I'm really excited that is the way they chose to tell the stories. They could do more. We can also we all wish for more. But as someone commented at a point, they're doing quite a lot, maybe too much, for like oversaturating the market. But as long as we are moving in different sort of these adjacent products, I don't see it. We want comic books. I'm very certain of it. And if you want this to grow, well, if you're interested in the story, having them as comic books is really accessible and really a different, interesting way to do it. That is true for all of Alpha Clash. All what they're doing over there is a little bit different. You sort of do the same thing as everyone else, but a little bit different. So comic books, I don't think that really has been done with American or Western TCGs, but it's being done now, so we can all get it. And if you want the first copy, and the token cards, and the handwritten lore cards, remember, go find me on YouTube or on Instagram. It's just one pack. And comment which card that should have had flavor text on it from any set in Alpha Clash. Anyway, that's all for me now. Talk to you again next week. Bye.